Or let's unpack this. Imagine you need to send money, maybe to family or friends in another country, and you're just tired of those hidden fees, the slow transfers, and that sort of uncertainty,
Yeah.
wondering when the money will actually arrive. Today, we're doing a deep dive into the Mukuru app. It's a service designed specifically to, well, cut through that complexity, to bring some much-needed clarity to international money transfers.
Yeah, and what's fascinating here is how a platform like Mukuru, it's operated by Remitix Limited, and
Yeah.
they're regulated by the FCA here in the UK, which is important how it's creating this really structured and secure channel for moving money, especially, across continents. We see a lot of activity to Africa, Europe, and Asia. So our mission today, I think, is to get beyond just the surface level, to really understand the core features, what makes this app stand out, and how it's actually working for people.
Right. Here's where it gets really interesting. When you look at the Mukuru app, it's not just about basic convenience. Let's dig into some key features. First up, fast and secure transfers.
Yeah.
That's the big promise, isn't it? We've all had those delays, that anxiety with older methods. What's Mukuru actually doing differently to deliver on speed and security across all these different places?
That is a critical point because fast and secure, well, everyone says that, right? But Mukuru's approach often involves skipping those older, slower interbank networks. Instead, they seem to have invested quite heavily in direct integrations. Think connections with local mobile money providers, partner banks, especially in African markets, maybe where traditional banking isn't as widespread. So that direct link, that's what allows for pretty impressive speed, almost real time sometimes. And they do this while sticking to, strict anti-money laundering rules and consumer protection stuff. That FCA regulation isn't just for show.
Okay, so it's not just marketing talk. There's actual infrastructure behind it. And talking about being upfront transparency, Mukuru really emphasizes clear pricing. That feels like more than just good customer service, right? It seems like a direct challenge to how things used to be done with all those hidden fees.
Absolutely. It's not just showing you a fee at the end. It's about knowing the exact amount the recipient gets right at the start. And yeah, that really does challenge the old way where, banks or other services might make money on hidden markups or confusing exchange rates. Mukuru's way sort of forces a new level of clarity, which is, well, incredibly helpful for users. It also raises an important question, though. How do they manage that? With currency rates fluctuating sometimes wildly in the markets they serve, how do they keep that promise of transparency?
That's a really good point. Must be tricky. Another thing that jumps out is just the sheer flexibility. Payment options, payout options. You can fund your transfer in different ways: bank transfer, debit card, credit card, and even I see a Mukuru card or wallet in some places. And then the person receiving it also gets choices: cash pickup, straight into their bank, or maybe a mobile wallet.
That multi-option approach, it's a key differentiator, I think. It really acknowledges the different financial setups in all the countries they work in, you see. Like the Mukuru card or wallet you mentioned, that's their own thing, a prepaid card and digital wallet. For people who use the service a lot in those regions, it can make things simpler, maybe even cut fees a bit more, and it helps people who might not have a regular bank account. It's really about meeting people where they are, senders and receivers.
That makes a lot of sense. So much flexibility. It really puts the power in your hands and the recipients. They're thinking about the whole journey, it sounds like, not just the transaction. And how does that link up with real-time tracking? Because that, for me, feels like the ultimate stress reliever, just knowing where your money is, like tracking a package you ordered online.
Precisely. Yeah, it's more than just a simple notification saying sent. It often uses some pretty sophisticated tech API integrations with local banks, mobile operators. That allows for genuine end-to-end visibility, something that was, well, pretty rare not long ago in cross-border payments. It builds confidence, and it cuts down on those worried phone calls, did you get it yet? Which anyone sending money knows that's a huge relief.
Definitely. And just wrapping up the features, the app itself, designed to be user-friendly, making it easy to register, set up a transfer, track it, manage who you're sending to. We've all probably stood in lines filling out paper forms for this stuff before. So what does this all mean for actually getting money from point A to point B? Let's walk through the practical steps. How does someone actually use the Mukuru app, keeping these features in mind?
Okay, yeah. It starts really with compliance and security.
Right. Step 1, register and get verified. You sign up for a Mukuru account, and then you need to get your identity verified. Usually means uploading documents like a valid ID, maybe passport, proof of address, that kind of thing.
And that verification, it can take, say, up to 24 hours sometimes. But it isn't just a bureaucratic hoop to jump through. It really highlights the strict rules they follow, the security measures. Super important for cross-border payments. Think anti-money laundering, fraud prevention. It's all built in. It protects you, the sender, and Mukuru as the service provider.
Got it. So once you're verified, step 2 is adding a recipient. Pretty straightforward. Sounds like just put in the details of the person getting the money. Then step 3, create an order. You pick how much to send, choose the recipient you just added, and select how they'll get it: cash pickup, bank deposit, mobile wallet.
And that's where that flexibility we talked about comes right back in, doesn't it? You choose the method that works best for them depending on their situation.
Exactly. Okay, step 4, pay for the order. You can use your debit or credit card or do a bank transfer. The app gives you all the details you need for whichever you choose. And then finally, step 5, track and confirm. After you've paid, Mukuru gets to work processing it. Both you and the person receiving the money get notifications. And you can watch its progress right there in the app. Takes away that last bit of guessing.
Yeah, and one really crucial thing to remember, though, it's always, always best to check the official Mukuru website or just look in the app itself for the absolute latest info. Because, services, features, maybe even fees, they can change depending on where you are and where you're sending to. It's a fast-moving area, so staying current helps you get the most out of it.
Good advice. So what does this all mean? We've just done this deep dive into the Mukuru app. We've kind of unraveled its features, the process. We've seen how it really focuses on, well, speed, security, being upfront about costs, plus all those options for sending and receiving, backed up by tracking you can see in real time, and an interface that's hopefully easy to use.
Ultimately, I think understanding tools like Mukuru, it really shines a light on how technology is making global connections not just possible, but actually more reliable, more transparent, and fundamentally more accessible for ordinary people, people who rely on these services maybe to support family far away.
Yeah. So next time you think about sending money internationally, maybe consider how services like Mukuru aren't just, shifting funds around. They're potentially reshaping how money flows globally, opening up opportunities in ways the old methods just couldn't. It really makes you wonder, doesn't it, what other parts of our lives could be transformed if we brought in that same level of transparency, real-time insight, and focus on the user.